here really taught me something. They really showed me something. And quite honestly, I'm just so impressed by the way in which they are very grounded in what they want to do with their lives. Their goals are in order. I don't see why every student who I encounter this week will not be able to reach their goals.
A lot of our young men and women, they look forward to being around the game of basketball so much because a lot of their...
At Harold One, I'm Ted Jervis, and this is ZNS.
New announcements on the redevelopment of the Grand Bahama International Airport. Also, the Grand Lucayan Resort described as a work in progress. And details on a $450 million investment aimed at transforming Grand Bahama into a major cruise destination.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
The facility will include an international and United States pre-clearance with a terminal footprint of approximately 100,000 square feet.
A new announcement has been made on Phase 1 of the Grand Bahama International Airport redevelopment, now officially underway. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Romiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. Topping the news tonight, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis says the project marks a major step forward for Grand Bahama's tourism economy as the long-damaged airport begins its transformation into a modern, state-of-the-art facility. Jarrell Dames is live with the details.
Romiko, I'm standing here at the Grand Bahama International Airport where a long-awaited transformation is officially underway. The nation's leader during today's press conference announcing Phase 1 of a state-of-the-art redevelopment project which is expected to further propel Grand Bahama's economy. A new state-of-the-art airport on tap for the island of Grand Bahama. The nation's leader making the announcement that this marks an important step in Grand Bahama's tourism economy.
Government has mobilized Polycon, the construction company carrying out works for the Grand Bahama International Airport. And Polycon has engaged Bahamas Hot Mix to commence on-site preparation works.
The Grand Bahama International Airport has remained in a state of disrepair since suffering extensive damage from Hurricane Dorian in 2019. For years, both residents and visitors have been forced to travel through facilities that fell far below acceptable standards, compounded by the loss of the U.S. Customs and Border Protection pre-clearance service once enjoyed by many travelers. Now, as the government moves forward with long-awaited reconstruction efforts, the nation's chief is outlining what Phase 1 of the airport redevelopment project will entail.
With a capital expenditure of over $100 million, Phase 1 will deliver a new modern terminal designed to accommodate demand of up to 500,000 passengers annually, with ability to expand to 1 million.
But the new modern airport comes at a time when Grand Bahama's tourism numbers continue to increase and exceed pre-pandemic levels. The nation's chief adds that this new airport is exactly what Grand Bahamians deserve.
The facility will include an international and United States pre-clearance with a terminal footprint of approximately 100,000 square feet, alongside new taxiways, expanded apron space, and upgraded roadways and parking.
But he says this time around, the airport, known to flood multiple times over the years, will be constructed with sustainability in mind.
Park assessments, geotechnical studies, and flood mitigation surveys are currently being finalized to ensure the airport is built with long-term resilience in mind.
Well, Romiko, the nation's leader, says the redevelopment of the Grand Bahama Island International Airport is central to the island's growth. And this administration will continue to move it forward with discipline, clarity, and a clear focus on delivering lasting value for the people of Grand Bahama. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Sherelle Dames. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks so much, Sherelle. Well, during today's press briefing at the office of the Prime Minister in Grand Bahama, the Prime Minister addressed concerns surrounding the redevelopment of the Grand Lucayne Resort, describing the project as one making steady progress.
We are only concerned with the development of Grand Bahama.
Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis says the redevelopment of the Grand Lucayne Resort is a complex project that requires the right approvals, careful coordination, and sound structural execution. He says that is exactly how the government is approaching the deal.
We are making steady progress. It is a complex transaction.
The nation's leader also acknowledging the anxiety and frustration felt by many Grand Bahamians who have been waiting years to see meaningful progress at the struggling resort.
I understand the anxiety people feel. I understand the frustration when the pace feels longer than anyone wants. I also understand the temptation for some to turn every stage of work into drama, to create noise and to claim failure before the work reaches its next phase. The criticisms coming loudest from those who created the problem, they should hang their heads in shame and gratitude.
Nevertheless, the Prime Minister made it clear that the government will not be distracted by the noise surrounding the project. He says his administration remains committed to protecting workers, safeguarding the public interest, and moving the Grand Lucayne redevelopment forward in a way that is credible, responsible, and sustainable.
Grand Bahama deserve delivery, and they deserve honesty. They'll get both from this administration. There are people rooting for the failure of Grand Bahama. Some see political gain in doubt. Some want to keep the island trapped in old arguments and old disappointments. The mindset has no place in the future of Grand Bahama. Success is the only option because the people of Grand Bahama deserves nothing less.
While the government of the Bahamas has signed a memorandum of understanding with Emera Incorporated, a move expected to bring a long-awaited relief to Grand Bahama electricity consumers. Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis says the agreement marks a major shift in the future of the Grand Bahama Power Company. Our Shalia Rule has more and joins us live tonight.
Romiko, I'm standing here in the front of the Grand Bahama Power Company just a few hours after the Honorable Philip Davis, Prime Minister of the Bahamas, signed a memorandum of understanding between Emera Incorporated and the government. This ultimately is to lower the cost of power on Grand Bahama. And as you know, this is a plight that many Grand Bahamians and residents have been asking for decades.
This MOU represents progress.
When completed, the agreement would represent the first time the government of the Bahamas could gain control over the Grand Bahama Power Company since the Hawksbill Creek Agreement was signed on August 4th, 1955.
A memorandum of understanding between the government of the Bahamas and Emera Incorporated relative to the Grand Bahama Power Company. This MOU reflects a shared commitment to explore a new path forward for energy in Grand Bahama. When completed,
the nation's leader adding that the move is not about control for its own sake, but ensuring fairness and affordability for consumers, one that Grand Bahamians have been advocating for years. The MOU outlines plans for closer collaboration between the government and Emera, with the agreement expected to move into its next phase within the next 60 to 90 days. Once finalized, the partnership is expected to support a broader electricity reform across the Bahamas, one thing that the nation's chief says is a pillar of his administration.
Not about control for its own sake. It is about fairness. It is about affordability. And it is about aligning energy policy with the needs of the people and the modern economy we are building.
Ramiko, now this agreement will be on the lookout for the next 60 to 90 days as it comes into implementation. Coming to you live from the Grand Bahama Power Company for the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Shalia Roll.
Thanks so much, Shalia. Well, the Prime Minister also announced that MSC Expansion and its affiliates are set to undertake a major multi-million-dollar development project in Grand Bahama with an estimated capital investment of $450 million, significantly strengthening the island's cruise tourism economy. The investment includes upgrades to the existing port and is projected to create new cruise berths and welcome plaza and other amenities designed to increase visitor flow.
MSC Cruises, through its affiliate and development company, will develop a new cruise ship pier complex and berthing area at Billy Keep property in the city of Freeport. The estimated capital investment is $450 million, with $400 million allocated to the Billy Keep port and related infrastructure, and $50 million allocated to a beach club and the refurbishment of the existing retail village refurbishment.
Now, the Prime Minister also announcing MSC's investments into equipment upgrades at the Freeport Container Port, and that discussions are ongoing with the potential acquisition of Hutchison Port operations in various countries, including the Freeport Container Port. Well, special focus was placed on the island of Grand Bahama today as Cabinet convened for a series of high-level discussions. In this report, ministers explained the significance of holding the Cabinet meeting on Grand Bahama. Shalia Rule has the details.
Cabinet ministers gathered earlier today to discuss several issues affecting the island, like the Grand Lucayan Resort, the Grand Bahama International Airport, and other key developments. As ministers arrived for the meeting, many shared why they believed it was important for Cabinet to convene here in Grand Bahama, pointing to the need for direct engagement and on-the-ground discussions for the island.
Always good to be in Grand Bahama, and Freeport being the second city. I think this sends a message that the government, the Prime Minister, is serious about development and ensuring that Grand Bahama gets back to its glory days.
Great things coming for Grand Bahama, and we always believe that Grand Bahama should be one of the cities that we need to revise its economic status as it relates to being the second city in the country. It has great potential.
Just weeks ago, Prime Minister Philip Davis said his administration is taking a more direct approach to addressing issues impacting Grand Bahama, signaling a renewed focus on the island's development and recovery. That commitment put into action today as cabinet ministers gathered on the island. The ministers of Health and Wellness, Education, Technical and Vocational Training, and the Environment all believe today's meeting underscores that governance is not confined to one location, but extends to every part of the country.
It basically demonstrated the Bahamas that cabinet and the government is not Nassau-centric. And so this is good. We're here to address some of the concerns associated with Grand Bahama. And trust me, I believe the Prime Minister has something to say to the people of Grand Bahama very shortly.
This morning we are meeting with the cabinet. I believe the Prime Minister will have some things to say that we'll all be listening for.
As we announce major developments or begin and unfold major developments on the island of Grand Bahama, it's good to let people know that the Bahamas is not only one location, it's not only New Providence, but we have a major interest in the development of Grand Bahama and the continued movement. We have seen tremendous success so far.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Roll.
Switching gears now, tensions and excitement are running high at the Progressive Liberal Party headquarters in Grand Bahama as several aspirants vie for a chance to become the party's candidate in key constituencies ahead of the next general election. Tonight, they face the party's candidates committee, each making their case for why they should carry the PLP banner. Our Raven Davis is live now at the PLP headquarters where aspirants are answering tough questions ahead of the party's nominations. Raven, what can you tell us?
Well, Ramiko, what can I say? The mood here at the PLP headquarters in Grand Bahama is truly something. The energy is electrifying and the anticipation is building. This as political aspirants from across Grand Bahama prepare to make their pitch before the PLP's party candidate committee. Now, I have to say, we've been on the ground since around 4 o'clock p.m. We've been the first ones here. When we arrived here, we saw tents already pitched. We saw supporters wearing names of their chosen prospective candidates. We heard the chants. We heard the music playing. Rumiko, not just any old music. In fact, we heard Jungkook. I think I even saw a motorcade earlier today. Now, with 5 parliamentary seats up for grabs here in Grand Bahama, we got a chance to speak to some of those prospective candidates just moments before they meet with the party's candidates committee, and here's what they had to say.
My given methods, my given kind of life, I've been doing it for 42 years of my life. I don't think there's one person out here, aspirin or not, who can say that they've been given to people on this island for 42 years of their life. I think we need it. We need a change, and I think I'm the person to give that change.
My appointment and my work in the Senate has taught me a lot about legislation. My work in urban renewal has taught me a lot about policies and procedure, and I understand the needs of the people. I live in central Grand Bahama.
I was in West End from 1984 to now. All my businesses are there. I am an electronic engineer. I took care of the airport, and then I saw the need for propane gas deliveries in West End. They were waiting like 5 days. I eliminated that problem. So if I see a problem, I try to fix it.
Ever since the demise of our hero, Obadiah Wilshka, there's a big disconnect within that community. And my goal is to bridge that gap to make sure that the people are represented in the way they should be.
Now, Rumiko, we are not quite certain about the exact number of candidates that have made their case before the party's candidates committee, but of course they will soon learn their fate. But of course, sources close to the matter say some of those names include incumbent Member of Parliament for Pine Ridge, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini, the Honorable Kingsley Smith. In Marco City, we're hearing Dr. Monique Pratt, along with Attorney Tamar Moss. In East Grand Bahama, we're hearing James Turner. In Central Grand Bahama, we're hearing Senator Kirkland Russell, along with Brian Lowe. Of course, those persons will learn their fate on Sunday as the PLP prepares to ratify another 12 candidates as they finalize their team ahead of the next general election. Of course, I will be on the ground all night getting some more reaction and bringing you all of the latest developments as they unfold. But for now, reporting live from the PLP headquarters here in Grand Bahama, I'm Raven Davis. Back to you in studio.
Thanks so much, Raven. We await those results on Sunday. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Stay with us. We're back after this break.
And still to come.
The Minister of Health and Wellness providing an update on the Rand Memorial Hospital morgue. Stay with us. That story, sports, and more after the break.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
At Dolly Madison, we want to start the year off right. On Saturday, January 31st, we're having a big tent sale. Get up to 80% off all items under the tent. This is a sale you won't want to miss because you could save on anything that's under the tent, up to 80% off. That's Saturday, January 31st, the big tent sale. Open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Cash in on the big savings at Dolly Madison.
Don't miss the 25% off end of season sale at Park & Shop this January 28th, 29th, 30th, and 31st, excluding red tag items and underwear. Up to 50% off racks at Park & Shop.
Save more drugs, from cosmetics to prosthetics. What you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, vitamins you need, and prescriptions you came for. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Strength isn't claimed, it's built. At Heroic Concrete, every block is made with purpose, crafted to protect, afford to endure. From ready mix to premium 8-inch blocks, we supply the strength our nation needs. Proudly made in Grand Bahama, built for hurricanes, built for legacy. Creating products to bring value to our lives and strength to our future. Call 820-4376 or email sales@heroicgrouplimited.com.
Shape Your Crepe has so much to offer, from delicious savory and sweet crepes, coffee drinks, and bubble teas, to rich, creamy milkshakes, matcha, and so much more. We are located in the food court at the Raven Mall, Freeport, Grand Bahama. Call us at 688-4273 or order online at shapeyourcrepe.com. Shape Your Crepe, handcrafted crepes and more.
It will be a prophetic and apostolic explosion.
We're in the last hours of the last days.
Join the School of the Prophetic Ministry for the 11th Annual Apostolic Prophetic Release Conference, January 28th to 30th, 7:30 nightly, with day sessions at 12 noon, ending Sunday, February 1st at 11 a.m. Come hear from Prophet Eric Von Copeland from San Antonio, Texas, Apostle Rick Bethel from Florida, Apostle Christopher Russell from Christian Tabernacle, Nassau, and for the first time on Grand Bahama, Prophet Stanley Carmel from Canada.
As I am prophesying to her, I tell you, the heavy prophetic anointing is going to locate you.
That's the gathering, January 28th to 30th at the School of Prophetic Ministry. There will be an apostolic and prophetic explosion. Don't you dare miss it.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. After months of public concern over conditions at the Rand Memorial Hospital morgue, the health minister who touched down on Grand Bahama today says a supplier error caused the delays, but the issue should be resolved within weeks. He also provided an update on major healthcare projects across the island as the government moves to improve medical services nationwide. Raven Davis has that story.
A supplier error in the United States is at the center of delays affecting the morgue at the Rand Memorial Hospital. Health Minister Dr. Michael Darville says the government purchased the freezer department under an existing contractual agreement, but the equipment delivered was the wrong size. Speaking ahead of Tuesday's cabinet meeting on Grand Bahama, he says correcting the mistake won't be immediate, but the issue is expected to be resolved within weeks.
It is their fault. It was not the contractor. We are working it out, but it's very difficult to break down what has already been done. But I've spoken to the PHA, and that matter is being resolved, and we have to have that done in a few weeks to a month.
The health minister also pushing back against claims of medication shortages on Grand Bahama. Darville was responding to comments made by East Grand Bahama Member of Parliament Kwesi Thompson during a press conference on Sunday, where Thompson alleged a lack of medication across the island, both at public facilities and private pharmacies. Darville flatly rejecting those claims, branding them fake news.
I could say this much. We do have challenges from time to time throughout the archipelago with the logistics of delivering supplies. But as it stands right now, the hospital pharmacy is well stocked. And that information, stale information, I heard it and I investigated with the administrator, the chief pharmacist at the Rand Memorial Hospital, and the facts that he's indicating is untrue.
The health minister also says major progress is now expected at the Freeport Health Campus. He says he recently toured the site and confirmed that work is moving into full swing following the finalization and release of the CIBC loan. Residents, he says, can expect to see a surge of activity on the ground in the coming weeks.
We have purchased most of the long lead items direct from the Ministry of Finance, and very soon you will see a lot of activities because the EpiCore for the roof will be in, and we will pour the roof and begin now the process of closing in the building, and then we'll be awarding subcontracts to individuals to do work inside the facility. Shortly after, you'll see the hardscape and landscape being done.
With construction set to unfold in 3 phases, the Freeport Health Campus is expected to be a transformative development for Grand Bahama. The campus, once completed, will bring a wide range of critical health services under one roof, improving access to care for families across the island and strengthening the overall healthcare system. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
We salute our Facebook friend of the day, Michelle Forbes James. Hope you are enjoying your day, and we thank you so much for your continued support. And that's a look at stories making news. Shane, what's happening in sports?
Listen, BJ's doing some big things. He is going to the All-Star weekend, and I'm sure he's going to put on a show.
So his picture going around all through social media all day. So that's coming your way next. Stay tuned after the break.
find relief from common health concerns such as headaches, back pain, chronic inflammation, and more? How about improved sleep, boost energy, and improve overall well-being? Check out RA Balance Bahamas and get your body into balance with biomagnetic therapy. For all our social links, contacts, or to request an appointment, visit rabalancebahamas.com.
Come shop for what's essential and what's aesthetically pleasing for your home at Bullets Plumbing and Seasons Home Decor. At Bullets Plumbing, you'll find a great selection of bathtubs, stylish pedestals, vanities, faucets and toilets, water heaters, pipes, fittings and repair parts. Then make it a one-stop venture. Outfit and accessorize your home with beautiful items from Seasons Home Decor. Silk flowers and vases, rugs, shower curtains and pillows, candle holders, and delightful wall art. All at Bullets Plumbing and Seasons Home Decor, West Atlantic Drive. Telephone 808-3900 or 825-2700. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay. I'm about to have a good day, no matter what they say. The sun is shining down on me, birds are singing praise. I'm about to have a good day, in every single way. The God who made the universe knows me by my name, so it's a good day. Baby in my arms, walking through the neighborhood, living in the present, not what I shoulda or could. I remember back when I was low as a rug. Now I'm standing up, look at what my father does, turning all things new, gray skies.
Save more drugs. We got you. From cosmetics to prosthetics, what you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, the prices you need and deserve. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Strength isn't claimed, it's built. At Heroic Concrete, every block is made with purpose, crafted to protect, poured to endure. From ready-mix to premium 8-inch blocks, we supply the strength our nation needs. Proudly made in Grand Bahama, built for hurricanes, built for legacy. Creating products that bring value to our lives and strength to our future. Call 820-4376 or email sales@heroicgrouplimited.com.
Guess what's back? Bigger, bolder, and trendier than ever. What's trending? Returns February 9th with fresh stories, big energy, and all the vibes you love. And yes, we're kicking it off with love. Join us Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. on the ZNS Network, because if it's trending, we're talking about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't blink or you'll miss it. Valdez VJ Edgecombe is headed to the Rising Stars game for the 2026 All-Star festivities, February 13th to the 15th. The Pride of Bimini is averaging 15.4 points, 5.3 rebounds, and 4.1 assists per game for the season. Of course, we've got other sports highlights for you, but we'll get those to you at a later newscast. More news is after this, after the break.
At Save More Drugs, we got you. We got what you want. We got what you need. We got what you came for. The quality you expect. The prices you need and deserve. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Strength isn't claimed, it's built. At Heroic Concrete, every block is made with purpose, crafted to protect, poured to endure. From ready-mix to premium 8-inch blocks, we supply the strength our nation needs. Proudly made in Grand Bahama, built for hurricanes, built for legacy. Creating products that bring value to our lives and strength to our future. Call 820-4376 or email sales@heroicgrouplimited.com.
A digital wave is making its mark across the Bahamas. From Grand Bahama to Anagua, Bahamians are embracing smarter ways to pay. The Pay Fast, Live Digital campaign, launched by the Central Bank of the Bahamas and the Clearing Banks Association, is bringing safe, fast, and convenient payment solutions to every island. from online banking to mobile wallets.
We had an incredible turnout, so it gave us an opportunity to have a conversation that they can also be a part of and appreciate.
Remember, people over 60 and around 60, the fear that you talk about, we understand, and we have persons to be able to assist with that.
I learned that digital banking is going to be one of the biggest ways that us as Bahamian kids will benefit in the future.
It has to start somewhere, and this is a good start.
We're empowering communities, one town hall at a time. For families, for businesses, for you. Let's live digital.
And that is going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Ramiko Knowles.
Shane Stubbs.
Thanks so much for watching. The Bahamas Tonight is coming your way next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the government to take control of the Grand Bahama Power Company in a bid to drive down soaring energy costs. Plus, another round of political hopefuls state their case ahead of the governing party's final ratification. And under arrest, the police locks down its biggest percentage decrease in murders in decades. And they shared the numbers to back it up. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. A change of scenery for Cabinet's weekly meeting, which today traded in its Cable Beach office for the Ministry of Grand Bahama, an island long awaiting for its revival. It was an afternoon press conference that the Prime Minister sought to make the case that major progress was happening. Corval Pyfram has tonight's top story.
Augusto, good evening. Mr. Davis used his press conference in Freeport today to stress that his administration was making progress in Grand Bahama. To bolster his point, the Prime Minister announced several key developments. First, a memorandum of understanding to be signed with Canadian-based Emera Incorporated, which will see control of the Grand Bahama Power Company turned over to the government, marking the first time this has happened since the Hawksbill Creek Agreement was signed nearly 71 years ago.
This is important because it will result in universal electricity rates across the Bahamas, ending a long-standing disparity between Grand Bahama and the rest of our country.
And then there's the long-stalled construction of the Grand Bahama International Airport. Mr. Davis announced that the project is now moved from the planning phase to physical activity. Phase 1 of the project, pegged at $100 million, Mr. Davis says, will deliver a new modern terminal designed to accommodate demand of up to 500,000 passengers annually, with the ability to expand to 1 million, but still no set date for completion. The Prime Minister also announced a deal that will see a major investment made in Freeport's harbor.
MSC Cruises, through its affiliate and development company, will develop a new cruise ship pier complex and berthing area at Billy Keek property in the city of Freeport. The estimated capital investment is $450 million, with $400 million allocated to the Billy Keek port and related infrastructure, and $50 million allocated to a beach club and the refurbishment of the existing retail village refurbishment.
But for those anticipating a major announcement regarding developments at the Grand Lucayan, it never came. The Prime Minister acknowledged the frustration and anxiety some are feeling and insisted progress was being made. And he pushed back against his critics who've accused him of failing regarding this project moving.
I also understand the temptation for some to turn every stage of work into drama, to create noise and to claim failure before the work reaches its next phase. Criticisms coming loudest from those who created the problem, they should hang their heads in shame and gratitude. We are only concerned with the development of Grand Bahama.
Progress is the picture Mr. Davis attempted to paint, but he was still peppered with questions about results and completions. At one point, his frustration could not be contained.
Turning keys, openings, even though those things have not happened, other things have happened. The economy has recovered, but recovery was never the end game for me. It was to grow the economy, and Grand Bahama economy is growing.
And to those rooting for Grand Bahama's failure, Mr. Davis says there's no room for that mindset, and he assures that that island's relaunch is underway, and it will be ridden by the residents of Grand Bahama. Mokushla?
Well, thanks, Corvell. Now, still on news from Grand Bahama, several aspirants on that island are tonight making their best pitch to become the Progressive Liberal Party's candidates ahead of the next general election. Our Raven Davis is live at the PLP headquarters, where we understand some pretty tough questions are being asked. Raven, what can you tell us?
Well, Makashla, the mood here at the PLP headquarters in Grand Bahama is truly something. The energy is electrifying and the anticipation is building. I have to say, we've been on the ground here since around 4 o'clock p.m. When we arrived here, we saw tents already pitched. Supporters, many of them wearing shirts bearing the names of their chosen prospective candidates, many of them cheering. I don't know if you heard earlier, but there were chants. We heard junkanoo music, all of the fixes, of course. A grand day here in Grand Bahama. We had a chance to speak to some of the political aspirants as they made their case before the PLP Party Candidates Committee. But of course, I have here now with me Senator James Turner, and he is one of those political aspirants. Senator Turner, tell us which constituency you're hoping to represent and what inspired you to run for this seat.
I am hoping to represent East Grand Bahama. I had one try last election, fell a little short, but I believe the time has come. Hope and prosperity is returning to Grand Bahama. We don't want anybody in East Grand Bahama left behind. I believe that East Grand Bahama deserves the best. So I'm offering myself as a candidate again for East Grand Bahama.
Of course, Senator Turner, as you said, you fell short in the last January election. But what do you think sets you apart from all of the other aspirants this time around?
Consistency. Consistency is the key. I never left East Grand Bahama. Always worked with them, always worked with the churches, with the schools, knocked on the doors. So I have a great relationship with the residents of East Grand Bahama. I trust them, and they trust me. That's going to make the difference.
And how are you feeling after that meeting today?
I'm feeling supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Oh, wow.
I'm telling you, the PLP process is a good one because it's very transparent. You speak to them, they speak to you, we hear one another, and we believe that at the end of the day, justice and fairness will have its way in the PLP.
Now, what do you think it's going to take to win the hearts of voters in East Grand Bahama? Of course, we know that has long been an F&M stronghold.
You know, that's a deception, you know, because used to be's don't count anymore. I would say to the people in East Grand Bahama to be reminded to ask them, what have you done for me lately? The PLP has restored hope. They're dealing with the hotel, they're dealing with the airport. I mean, when there was a veil of despair in Grand Bahama, there was a beautiful Grand Bahama program to make sure that even the least among us was not forgotten. So the PLP has demonstrated that they care for the people. So this is our time to show the PLP in East Grand Bahama that we care for them.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Senator Turner, and all the best. Of course, Rumiko, as I said, we are live on the ground here at the PLP headquarters in Grand Bahama. Now, of course, on Sunday, the PLP is expected to ratify another 12 candidates as they move closer to finalizing their lineup ahead of the next general election. But for now, reporting live from PLP headquarters in Grand Bahama, I'm Raven Davis for the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Back to you.
Well, thanks, Raven. Good job there. We're going to shift our attention now to how crime figures stacked up last year. And based on the numbers compiled, significant strides were made, leading to a countrywide decrease in major incidences from 2024's 2,825 to 2,409 cases. Our Cleopatra Murphy takes it from here.
Major crime down in 2025 with the murder rate dipping by 31%, with 83 homicides reported last year compared to 121 in 2024. Commissioner of Police Shanton Knowles touted the figures as the largest percentage decrease since police began compiling statistics in 1963 during the annual Meet the Press at police headquarters Tuesday. 76 of those murders occurred on New Providence, 4 on the Family Islands and 3 in Grand Bahama and the Northern District, while 8 of those victims were on bail.
Notably, this is the lowest amount of murders ever recorded in an all-equal policing environment since 2008, when 73 murders were recorded, and in 2020, a normal year when 73 murders were also recorded.
Police also boast a 65% solvency rate. Armed robbery also headed south, decreasing by 39% with 162 cases compared to 265 the year before, while housebreaking fell by 49% with 170 incidents compared to 331 in 2024.
Burglaries decreased by 28% and shop breakings decreased by 13%. This trio of offenses recorded the lowest amount on record in the history of the force since tracking began in 1963.
Rape fell by 18% last year with 50 recorded, lower than the 60 recorded the year prior and the lowest since 2021.
Unlawful sexual intercourse decreased by 18% with 115 incidents. This figure represents the lowest amount of unlawful sexual intercourse ever recorded in the history of the force since tracking began in 1992.
Stats further point to 366 illegal firearms being removed off the nation's streets last year, the weapons responsible for 64 of the murders in 2025, coupled with 11,238 rounds of ammunition. Officers also made strides disrupting the drug trade.
As a testament to our resolve, we have seized more drugs than we did the year before, with an estimated 4,772.5 pounds of marijuana and 5,876 pounds of cocaine.
Knowles credits the success of the last year to more proactive measures taken by law enforcement, from more stops and searches to more road checks. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Meantime, rogue officers before the police tribunal as efforts continue to weed out bad apples. Our Leah Cooper has that angle in this next report.
From escapes to bribery, today's revelations show that the biggest threat to policing isn't always on the street. Sometimes it's inside the force. Police accountability is back in the spotlight. During her Meet the Press address, Commissioner Shanton Knowles confirms that discipline, not damage control, is now the order of the day. Top of the list, D'Angelo Comer, a man who escaped lawful custody and remains on the run. It's a getaway that raises more than eyebrows. The commissioner revealing that 3 police officers connected to that incident have been placed before the police tribunal.
Out of that number, 1 of them has been interdicted and another one is expected to be interdicted in the next week or so until that trial is completed. So D'Angelo Comer is not in custody. We appeal to those who may have information as to where he is to please give us the information so that we can put him back into prison where he belongs until his trial is adjudicated in the courts.
The accused murderer escaped from the magistrate's court complex on South Street in October last year. He's described as light brown in complexion with a tattoo of lips on his neck and the name Tiffany tattooed on his right chest. But that was just the beginning. In a separate and equally damaging incident, 2 more officers now face the tribunal, this time over allegations of bribery, following a viral video showing an officer cutting an off-the-books deal to make a traffic ticket disappear.
We have quickly removed them from frontline policing. Just thought I'd let you know that. So they are from frontline policing and they are before the tribunal. Once the tribunal case is completed, as policy dictates, then the Commissioner of Police will know what action she will take.
And the numbers tell an even bigger story. For the year 2025 alone, a staggering 326 complaints were filed against police officers, including internal matters and complaints from civilians.
97 cases were sent to the disciplinary tribunal. 101 remain under investigation, 102 were closed with no further action, and 26 were unfounded with insufficient evidence.
The police commissioner didn't reveal how many officers were fired as a result of the misconduct, but she did tell reporters the force last year invested heavily in ethics-based training, reinforcing a culture of integrity, responsibility, and respect. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Leah Cooper.
Police Commissioner Knowles also today refuting claims of corruption within the country's armed forces as spewed by U.S. Attorney Martin Roth. Roth represented Defense Force ex-Chief Petty Officer Darren Roker, who just recently was convicted of facilitating cocaine smuggling into the United States. A local daily quotes Roth accusing the police, the Defense Force, and government officials of systemic corruption. Commissioner Knowles took grave offense to those remarks.
I believe that because he has represented one person who's accused of crimes against his country, that he would want to cast such aspersions on my officers in our country. If you look at the work that we have done over the past year, you will see that that statement certainly is not true. We have decent police officers, and other law enforcement agencies have decent officers who give their best to their community. One bad apple does not spoil the entire bunch.
Commissioner's comments also follow those of National Security Minister, the Honorable Wayne Munro, who last week told ZNS News that global statistics contradict the American attorney's claims.
That's actually not what the world thinks about us. Transparency International does a corruption perception index, and the latest one that I've been able to see, out of 180 countries, this is 2024, the Bahamas and the United States of America scored the same thing, 65. In our case, we came up to 65. In the US's case, they came down to 65.
Coming up, using technology to enforce traffic laws. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more when we return.
Step into a life of luxury and convenience with the Commonwealth Bank Platinum Card. From earning premium cashback rewards on every dollar spent to enjoying comprehensive travel insurance, shop with confidence, knowing your purchases are protected. Our Platinum Concierge service turns your requests into reality, wherever life takes you. Let the Commonwealth Bank Platinum Card be your passport to exceptional experiences. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Crunch boring lunches and enjoy real food at a real good price with KFC's value deals. For $5.95, you can get a famous bowl and a drink or one-piece chicken box. For max value, grab a value box. That's a piece of our iconic chicken, nuggets, cheesy mashed potato, a biscuit, fries, a dessert biscuit, and soda, all for just $9.95. KFC knows value, and it's finger-licking good.
Vibes is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the vibes back. At BTC, we understand your vibes because we live it. That's why we are dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You are at the heart of everything we do. Our commitment is to keep your vibes flowing, no matter what.
What if the reason you're stuck is because of the cycles you keep repeating? Cycles of fear, cycles of doubt, cycles of waiting for permission to live the life God already called you to. Every generation has a moment when destiny calls your name. On January 30th, 2026, that moment returns. The movement that awakened thousands is back. Bigger, bolder, and more purposeful than ever before. This is Shift 26. Under the theme, Shift into Wealth, No More Cycles. This is not just another conference. It is a divine interruption. It's your permission slip to shift once and for all. A reset for your faith, your focus, and your future. So mark your calendars, gather your tribe, because this time, you're not just coming to be inspired, you're coming to be transformed. Shift 26, January 30th, 2026 at the Bahamas Convention Center. No more waiting, no more cycles. It's time to shift into wealth.
You're looking at a shot there of the MSC's Grandiosa leaving Nassau Harbor, and that shot courtesy, as always, of our drone pilot, Kyson Miller. And as always, good job there, Kyson. Welcome back. A new traffic framework's on the table with help of an MOU focused on fresh strategies and firmer enforcement of street rules. Amaya Moss shares the details of the turns and merges.
In a network review recently completed by the Ministry of Works, an estimated 70,000 vehicles drive each morning along major corridors like Marathon and Robinson Roads. It's a test to both infrastructure and patience. As Minister of National Security, the Honorable Wayne Monroe reminds, it's ultimately the driver's behavior that shapes the flow of the city, with speeding and illegal turns amplifying congestion.
Unfortunately, the Bahamian driving public have lost discipline and aren't really compliant with the rules, and the challenge is to up enforcement other than in the road checks, to add to that so that persons can determine that it is in their financial interest to be compliant with the traffic laws.
When asked the approach to handling this concern, the minister says enforcement that combines targeted patrols with active monitoring will all ensure traffic laws are enforced and violations are met with swift actions.
The Ministry of National Security and the Royal Bahamas Police Force have invested in cameras that are license plate reading, facial recognition. And so the challenge now is not to wait until there's an accident to find out the person is unlicensed, uninsured, to also streamline and use with intelligence how you target unlicensed, uninsured vehicles. That should be signed off soon. And the ministry has indicated that we would wish to move to the systems that exist elsewhere in the world, traffic enforcement through cameras. Because the police cannot be everywhere, but cameras are.
From signal upgrades to stricter monitoring, officials say the push for safer streets is in full swing. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Amaya Moss.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Phone Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
This is Porky's gas station, and this is Porky, and he's celebrating his 80th birthday this year. And to give back to the Bahamian people, Porky is dropping his gas prices all the way down to
$4.99 for limited time only.
So bring your car, truck, trolley, plate, or cup, and let's celebrate on a high note while the prices are low. Hey, Porky, let me get $5 with it. I leave my car home, I walk here. Are you serious, man? Just $5, man. I can put it in my tank.
You serious?
My car home.
You serious?
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting TingsyBahamas.com.
Sweet and spicy, marinated right, tossed with chili. Wow, wow. Garlic and ginger have many flavors, like honey barbecue.
Signature hot wings, turn up the heat for you, for you. Those pepper wings, what's your flavor?
Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken, you know. So many flavors to try. What's your flavor? Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy, all new.
Signature hot wings.
What's your flavor? Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken, you know.
Those pepper wings. bang ding, ding ding dong, bang bang bang, ding bang ding, bing bang ding, ding ding dong, bang bang bang, ding bang ding, bing bang ding, ding ding dong, bing bang ding, ding ding dong.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Well, some 38 schools to compete for bragging rights in this year's Junior Junkanoo Parade on Thursday. And looking for a win this time around, the C.I. Gibson Rattlers. Teacher Carlano Bain says this year's theme, Mystical Wonders of the Deep Blue Sea, combines music and energy, which should impress the judges to earn them the title.
Last year we won music, we won Best Banner, we won performance, and to be honest with you, the whole entire country knew that we were robbed of that parade. All right, we were robbed of that parade. We came second overall, but we are looking forward to taking home what's ours this year. And we're gonna give them pure energy on the boulevard, and that's what you can look forward for us for when we get to Bay Street.
Well, the beef has already began, Royston and Marlena. We're hoping for some calm over on your end.
Yes.
So what's coming up in Access Now?
Very calm waters indeed. Well, we have so many examples of shining students in the Bahamas, but tonight we talked to two important figures in our education system.
That's because we've got School Counselors Week coming up at the beginning of next month, and so we always see those bright and shining students, but also the students that go from like maybe struggling in class to being most improved. I feel like that's a big achievement too, but they don't do it all by themselves. So you got to recognize the counselors that help make it possible. So we'll be talking to a couple of them tonight.
It always takes a village, and then you have shining examples of success, right?
Well, you'll hear that and more when the Bahamas Tonight continues.
Get the glow, keeping you in the know, keeping you in the know. God, that is good enough to eat, that is good to grow. It's good enough to eat, that is good to grow.
What started out as a hobby hatched into a full-grown business. That's the sentiments of Alphonique McKenzie, owner of Happy Chicks Farm in New Providence. McKenzie admits that she's not quite sure where the idea for a chicken farm came from. All she knows is that it was love at first sight.
It turned into a business recently, like 3 years ago. But I've been doing it for, I think, at least 4, maybe 5 years. At first, it was just a hobby. Like, it only was 9 birds in the back coop. And then this came along.
Mackenzie says she doesn't just have one type of bird. She adds her interest continues to grow for raising chickens.
And I actually like my birds. Yes, I do have a corporate job that I do attend, but I prefer to be here with my birds most times. I like the fact that they have colorful eggs. I like the fact that I have different kinds of birds. I don't just have one type of bird. I like the fact that every month I find out about a new bird.
While raising chickens does come with challenges, Mackenzie says she's gained the support of many local farmers who have advised her on how to expand her business. Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Kendia Smith.
Hiding so you don't have to share. That's crazy. But sharing a 12-pack? That just makes sense. The new Crazy Puffs 12-pack. It's not crazy, it's Little Caesars.
Get your 12-pack Crazy Puff now for just $13.50, VAT inclusive, at Little Caesars, Oaksfield, Carmichael Road, East Street South, Charles Hollis Highway, and Prince Charles in the 1 East Plaza. Little Caesars, crazy in all the best ways.
Pizza.
And we just want to end with this programming note. Due to our live coverage of the 2025 Junior Junkanoo Parade on a Thursday, the Northern Edition will air at 5 p.m. and the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, at 5:30. There will be no other news programming on the ZNS TV network for the remainder of the evening. Our newscast on the Bahamas Radio Network will remain as scheduled. Only we encourage you to stay tuned. And that does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
They call themselves protectors of the earth, and they've earned an award of excellence that proves it. Students at C.R. Walker Senior High School have made history by transforming their campus into one that is actively promoting sustainability, powered by BPL.
They are the first senior government high school in New Providence to earn the Eco Schools Green Flag Award, a milestone that for Eco Club President Uriel knows is the beginning of a lasting commitment to environmental stewardship.
It shows that we have a deep commitment to being environmental stewards. It also shows that we not only speak mere words, but we take the action required and make choices to protect the environment, health, and in the wider community.
The Eco Club turned ideas into action, establishing a greenhouse and green spaces across the campus. For school principal Treva Comer, it's a vision that has become reality.
If each before his doorstep swept, the village would be clean. It starts with our schools and then it extends into the communities where they live. It's important for us to start this now at the school level.
Minister for the Environment Zane Lightbourne says initiatives like this are more important now than ever.
We're affected negatively by climate change, where our rising sea levels, intensified storms, it's causing billions of dollars in destruction. We want to do our part and offer our students a career or a set of careers that help to preserve our environment.
BPL's Director of Health, Safety and Environment, Xander Bonamy, says she's excited about the partnership with C.R. Walker.
Our motto is being pristine, and it's so important for tourism. One of our greatest selling points is our beauty. For future generations, it's important that we protect what we have now.
C.R. Walker's Eco School achievement is more than just a milestone. It's a reminder that when education, sustainability, and partnerships come together, we're not just celebrating progress, we're powering it.
Top Achievers awarded at CC Sweeting, those 90 students making Cobra Country proud.
Plus, turning trash into treasure. Those details straight ahead.
Also, the Big Harvest Sunday School Rally in the Alley now into its 24th year. You want to stay close for that.
And in sports, VJ Edgecombe selected to play in the Rising Stars game during NBA All-Star Weekend.
Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Good evening on this thankful Tuesday. I'm Royson Jones.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
We're right in the middle of the global film calendar with the Sundance Film Festival wrapping up and award season conversations starting to heat up.
And that's usually when you start hearing about the movies and performances that we're going to be hearing about for the rest of the year, and some of the snubs. People are already talking about those.
Right.
Shocked that they've been overlooked. But this festival is going to be a significant one because it's the first one to take place without its founder, Robert Redford, who sadly passed away last September at the age of 89.
Absolutely. And there's definitely a lot of buzz already with movies like The Wait with Ethan Hawke and Josephine starring Natalie Portman, and so many more. But for now, let's dive right into the news. At CC Sweeting Senior High School, being a Cobra is more than just a mascot. It's a promise, and this morning that promise showed up in grades earned, sacrifices made, and futures taking shape. Amaya Moss has that story.
Inside Cobra Country, applause echoed for 90 students who pushed through late nights, self-doubt, and pressure. One by one, names were called. Smile broke through nerves. Parents leaned forward. Teachers nodded with pride. Each step across the stage told a story for perseverance. Among those pouring into the moment, the BCB's general manager, Clint Watson, who stood before the students with a message bigger than grades, reminding them that excellence is built when no one is watching, urging them to believe that where they come from will never limit where they are going.
Sometimes we define success by those who achieve highs, not recognizing that for some, being able to be present is success all by itself. There are so many young people that are not disciplined enough to even put on a school uniform and go to class. So you have achieved a level of success. And you should feel no less proud that you are here. Because they might be there today, but tomorrow could be your chance too.
For the students, belief bloomed.
All the effort I put in, I feel like it really paid off today. And to be celebrated so greatly by my school, it felt very nice.
I worked so hard for this. You know, them countless nights studying, you know, doing all my homework, completing assignments, doing projects, all of that. Just seeing something you could just say you could do. There's something you have to dedicate yourself to, something you have to have motivation for. So being awarded today, it makes me feel like I did something special, that all my hard work, it came through.
Someone saw my hard nights and all the times where I stayed up late studying for exams or studying for tests. It makes me feel appreciated.
I've put so much hard work into it. I've dedicated so much things, sacrificed some days, some hours, a lot of time and energy.
Well, today in Cobra's country, the classroom became a stage where every student's effort became a story of quiet strength and unstoppable promise. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight from C.C. Sweeting Senior High School, I'm Amaya Moss.
Congratulations to those students. Thanks, Amaya. A fleet of new vehicles should mean customers will see improvements in the quality of service. BTC and EV Motors officials announcing as much, along with news of a new partnership between the two companies. Here's Danielle Dean.
Telecommunications company and EV Motors celebrating a budding partnership that saw BTC adopt multiple new service delivery vehicles. Officials from both companies predict that these electric vehicles will make services for the telecommunications company more efficient.
Okay, we have more technicians, we need more vehicles, we need more tools, and by increasing our capacity, it allows us to actually serve more customers at one time.
We're proud as the leading partner to support this transition with the delivery of 10 Carry commercial cargo vans.
BTC's field service technician, Darren Sweeting, anticipates smoother day-to-day service.
To be honest, with these vehicles here, it's hard to even think about the previous ones because these vehicles here, they are more suited to the job that we do. You know, a lot of cargo space. They're more efficient, like less downtime.
And soon, a fleet of these very vehicles will be sent over to the Family Islands as the telecommunications company tries to accomplish service equality across the Bahamas.
We would be actually looking into getting at least about 10 vehicles starting off. We actually look to get it in the next couple of weeks.
Dominic Petty, head of BTC's Family Island operations, says the deadline for complete rollout is the end of June. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Electric cars seem to be the way of the future. Thanks so much, Danielle. Meanwhile, Teen Challenge Bahamas participants have spent the past few weeks carving out and building chairs, tables, desks, picket fences, and bar stools from wooden pallets that are normally tossed in trash bins around town. Executive Director Eric Fox says inviting skilled carpenter Courtney Johnson to come in and teach the young men a skill will enable them to make an honest living.
Once we go to different places that brings in pallet, rather than them throwing in the garbage, the dump, we act to the pallet. So we bring them and we cut them. Probably take about an hour or so to really knock one apart. We want to show them that despite something that you think don't have no use, we can make something decent out of it. And so we make furniture, you'll see them putting together desks. We make furniture, we make lawn chairs. If you have a design in your mind that you want us to make, we can make it here. Whatever you need to make. We make, you see behind me, picket fences. We can make them, paint them, stand them, put them up in the front of your yard. We can do all that. We do carpentry, we do roofing.
Some really impressive work happening there. Meanwhile, the 24th annual Big Harvest Community Sunday School Rally in the Alley taking place over the weekend in Woods Alley. Organizer Bishop John Wesley Ferguson says the event is a culmination of the impact the program continues to provide.
We have seen results and we have been able to introduce Jesus Christ to all of these youngsters in their formative years, and we have seen the results, and there are so many who have testified that because of their attendance here, they have been enriched and their lives are better. When we first came here, this was the antisocial behavior and all of the things that were not in favor of mature and spiritual life was absent. We've been able to impact them in a traumatic and in an impactful way. And I've seen it, and I've seen youngsters who were once on drugs, youngsters who were involved in criminal activities, they're now making it. As a matter of fact, one of our youngsters is now a young man and living in Canada. And he has really been impacted, and he has thanked us on many occasions for what we did for him during his life here in Woods Alley.
Elder Roger Roll spoke about how ongoing Bible study initiatives help deepen understanding and strengthen faith within the wider community.
I do a program, and it's called Eternal Pages, where we cover the Sabbath school lesson every week, and we talk about it. And basically, the Sabbath school lesson of the Seventh-day Adventist Church covers the Bible, the whole Bible, every 5 years. We do it by quarters. So in 5 years, you would have gone through the whole Bible, and then we do it again.
Still to come, we're talking about School Councils Week and all the activities ahead. And of course, Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean has your Access weather forecast. So stay close.
Come and visit us at Shop Smart, 'cause everything is here.
Yes, we have it all for you. Toys, clothing, office supplies, appliances, custom cut blinds, bedding, drapes, and rugs. Come and visit us on Mackey Street, 2 blocks down from Wolf Road. Call us at 698-1052.
Shop Smart, at Shop Smart, at Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
What is the reason you're stuck? January 30th, 2026, that moment returns. The movement that awakened thousands is back. Bigger, bolder, and more purposeful than ever before. This is Shift 26. Under the theme, Shift into Wealth, No More Cycles. This is not just another conference. It is a divine interruption. It's your permission slip to shift once and for all. A reset for your faith, your focus, and your future. So mark your calendars, gather your tribe, because this time, you're not just coming to be inspired, you're coming to be transformed. Shift 26, January 30th, 2026, at the Bahamas Convention Center. No more waiting, no more cycles. It's time to shift into wealth.
It's time now for your Access weather forecast, and satellite pictures are showing some low-level clouds throughout the atlas, and that's due to that northeasterly flow of cool air, which is moving over some warm waters, and that's creating the cloud cover, but some of that should burn off over the next couple of days. Now, your boating forecast tonight, right through Wednesday in the northwest and central island, you will continue to have that northerly component at 10 to 15 knots, the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Low tide will take place at 9:29 tonight, and for the southeastern islands tonight through Wednesday, winds northeast at 15 to 20 knots, wave heights 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. So we'll keep that caution flag in place for the southeast Bahamas right into the middle of this week. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
I knew you was the one for me. You were very fine, very true, and so sexy. Saw you watching me from straight across the room.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. Royston and Melina.
As always, thank you so much, Basil. Now, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis has officially proclaimed February 1st through 6th as National School Counselors Week. And tonight we're joined by Jamia Pratt-Ramming, President of the Bahamas Association of School Counselors, and Brittany Turnquest, the association's immediate past president.
Ladies, welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. Now, I have to ask, I've heard there are going to be, multiple celebrations recognizing this week, not only in New Providence, but around the Family Islands. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Well, we have a week of activities that are going to begin with a church service on the 1st. And we have a courtesy call on the Governor General, and then each school is going to be doing different activities across the remainder of the days to celebrate their school counselor. And we're going to wrap up with our biennial conference, which is later on in the month.
Amazing.
Amazing. Now tell us more about the theme for this. So now it says Change Agents Amplifying Student Success.
It's fitting.
Which is very fitting.
It is. Well, the international theme is Amplifying Student Success for school counselors. So our School Counselors Week coincides with the International Schools Counselors Week. So we added the change agents because that's what we are.
I love it.
We intend to inspire our students, to advocate for them, to empower them, and to help direct them into the purpose that they choose.
So important.
Really powerful as well. For them to feel heard, because I feel like a lot of students always feel like there's one way to be a good student or to be successful. They need those other voices to remind them your best you is always just going to be your version of success.
Exactly.
Now, can you tell us a little bit more about this biennial conference?
Well, this is our first ever conference. We're having a biennial conference the 18th and 19th of February at the British Colonial Hotel. We have international and local speakers, and we have sponsors with the University of Missouri, St. Louis, Texalia American University out of Guyana, and locally, our Rockport Development Company. So we are really excited. We expect to host about 100 to 150 counselors across the 2-day conference that's going to look at trauma-informed practices, diversity and inclusion, career and academic success for our students. We have Dr. Monique Hinsey, who is the former administrator for the Public School Scholars Program. We have Ms. Sylvia Albatrova from Barry University. We have Dr. Reggie Hill from University of Missouri St. Louis, Aaron Brown, the Paralympian, Disability and Inclusion, and we also have Dr. Dr. Parker.
Quite the lineup, quite the lineup.
Sandilands Rehabilitation.
And I have to ask, Brittany, this is such an important role that I feel is often overlooked in a lot of schools or a lot of student journeys. What made you want to be a school counselor?
I wanted to be a school counselor to be a change agent first, and to foster the minds of the youths in their academic, behavioral, personal, and social upbringing. It has always been a passion of mine working with the youth, so I felt like it was fitting for me to venture off in that area.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I think one of the things we don't think about so much is we've had, Dory in 2019, we've had COVID, and that lasted for a few years. And now it's a lot of years have passed since then, but we don't think about the educational gap that created. Do you still see that taking place in the school system, and have we been able to overcome that as yet?
I wouldn't say it's been overcome, but we do have a lot of other things that children are suffering from, adverse childhood experiences that causes trauma. Yeah. And a lot of times we are trying to practice prevention, informing them that these things happen to everybody, that it's nothing new under the sun.
And not their fault.
Not their fault, and that there are persons for them to talk to. And then forgiveness, restorative conversations. Because a lot of our students have to understand that a part of healing is actually forgiving yourself, the persons who were involved in hurting you. So there has been some progress, but what's going on with our world isn't anything new.
Right, there's collective trauma and then, like you were saying, individual daily trauma. And I just have to say thank you to both of you, because you never know, for so many of those kids, you might be the only person in their lives that is listening to them, seeing them, that they feel safe around. Like, it is just a completely, invaluable. You can't put a number on it. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and wishing you all the best for School Counselors Week. It's time to turn things over to ZNS Total Sports to see what's on tap.
VJ Edgecombe named a rising star. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
Fashion was something that I've always loved. I always, as a child, loved to see women just impeccably dressed. But my thing was drawing the looks and mixing colors, and fashion was in my blood. My name is Dr. Jillian Curry Williams, and I'm the designer for Remilda Rose Designs. What sets me apart, that I pay attention to detail. Like, I have an eye for detail. I pay attention to the construction of my garment. I want to make sure that when my garment is completed, that you can wear that on the wrong side or the right side, because it's impeccably made. I put my personality into my passion. Well, the fabric of hope was inspired by my father. My father had cancer, and I would go with him to treatments and seeing everybody just look despondent and dreary. And one day this lady dropped her mom off, and her mother fell once she got inside, and I was like, wow, like God, like I'm only a fashion designer. Like, what can I do to assist these people? I know God had me to create it to inspire persons with cancer or any illness that there's hope, that there is light at the end of that tunnel. The encouraging word I would give to women, it's been in my heart for a couple of days, to speak to the older women who may feel that I'm 40, what can I do? I'm 50, what can I do? And that's when the fire in us kicks in. We've had the work experience, we pass all those tests. So take that idea that God has given you and put it to use. This is where it all begins.
To learn more about the Women Entrepreneurs Initiative, visit our website or contact us at 461-7232. And remember, empowered women empower women.
Here's Tuesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. Bahamian rookie phenom and Philadelphia 76ers guard VJ Edgecombe has been selected to the Rising Stars game as a part of the NBA 2026 All-Star Weekend in Los Angeles. The Rising Stars Challenge will be on February 13th and will feature some of the top first and second year players in the NBA, along with talent from the NBA G League. Edgecombe is the 22nd Sixers player in franchise history to be selected for the Rising Stars event. He'll join Tyrese Maxey, who was named an All-Star starter for the first time in his career in Los Angeles for All-Star Weekend. Edgecombe, of course, the number 3 overall pick by the Sixers in this year's NBA draft, has dazzled as a rookie in his first season in Philadelphia. In 41 games, Edgecombe is averaging 15 points, which is 3rd among all rookies. He's also averaging 5 rebounds and just under 5 assists. In that same vein, the performance of our athletes in the international arena is certainly being noticed. Whether it's our athletes delivering stellar performances on the track, the baseball field, or the hardwood, people are taking notice. We got up recently with South Florida sports anchor at Miami-based WSBN Channel 7, Donovan Campbell, who talked about the fact that he's impressed by the skills of our basketball players.
I think right now, when it comes to basketball in the Caribbean, Bahamas might have it on lock. I'm sorry, they got a really good team going on right now in the Bahamas. I'm kind of scared for anybody that goes up against them.
But Campbell, the South Florida native with some Caribbean roots, saved his biggest praise for New York Yankees infielder, our very own Jazz Chisholm Jr.
Where do I begin with Jazz Chisholm? I mean, my son and daughter, that's their favorite player. They changed their number to number 2 just because of Jazz Chisholm. Although he wears number 13 now with the New York Yankees, that's actually our favorite team. But we're going to stick with 2 because he was, to us, he's always going to be a Marlin, always going to be number 2. And the fact that Jazz is so influential to the kids, there's nothing he won't do for kids, that makes it all the best for him, and I wish him the best.
And speaking of Jazz, the Bahamian baseball superstar garnering some very big praise as he was recently ranked the 2nd best second baseman for the 2026 season, according to MLB Network. Chisholm dealt with injuries in 2025, including a May oblique strain, yet still achieved career highs in home runs and stolen bases while anchoring the second base position. Despite the Yankees' division series loss to the Toronto Blue Jays, his individual contributions remained a highlight for the team. Now Chisholm, an impending free agent, is coming off a spectacular campaign that resulted in him making his 2nd All-Star appearance and securing his first Silver Slugger. The 27-year-old racked up a 4.2 WAR as he put together his first ever 30-30 campaign. And in track news, with the Carifta Track and Field Championships in Grenada fast approaching, the president of the B3A, Strinko Archer, says he definitely has some big expectations for the 242 in 2026. San Antonio sports team recently catching up with him at the Star Performers Classic over the weekend, and he had this to say.
I've been around the sport long enough to tell you that what I see is a great sign for Team Bahamas. And so the 4x1, the 4x2, the 4x4, both under 17 and under 20, the Bahamas will be there once again. Egan, I understand, is in top form. We've not spoken about him. I've spoken recently with Jamia Nabi's coach, and he said that she will be ready for the Carifta Games, barring health and fitness. And I expect that on her return, we can expect not only gold medals, but also Carifta records.
And that's been a look at your sports on this Tuesday, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, signing out until tomorrow.
In a time when leadership matters, when policies and priorities shape our communities, and when the Bahamas deserves clarity, not confusion, there's one place for real understanding. The Rundown, where Bahamian politics meets real life, where policies are examined and accountability is demanded, from Parliament to the people, from Nassau to the Family Islands. No noise, no spin, just facts, context, and honest conversation. Join me, Howard Grant, for The Rundown. Weekdays right here on ZNS Bahamas, where only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Starting Monday, February 2nd.
You're looking at Fort Montague, built in 1741 of local limestone. It is the oldest fort still standing on New Providence at the eastern end of Nassau Harbor along the waterfront. That shot courtesy of drone pilot Kyson Miller. Time now to take a trip to the Exuma Keys. Let's go.
Miami-based developer Integra Group has unveiled what it describes as the world's first luxury floating helipad for Rosewood Exuma, the private island resort due to open in late 2028 on East Sampson Key. The structure is designed to allow guests to arrive directly by helicopter, turning arrival itself into part of the experience. The floating helipad sits on a mobile FAA-compliant floating dock system and can be towed and repositioned as needed. It has been engineered to withstand salt spray, extreme weather, and can accommodate even large helicopters. Solar lighting also supports night landings while vessels can dock alongside. Talk about the blow-away experience. Marlena?
Well, it's time now for Let's Talk Socials with Matea Stewart.
So we all know Nassau is basically the capital of small Japanese cars. Passos, Swifts, Marches, you name it. They make sense. They're affordable, fuel-friendly, and honestly, they're perfect for our narrow roads. But someone took it a step further. A video started circulating showing an entire pony, yes, a pony, inside a Paso. And when I say inside, I mean sticking clean out of the side of the car like it's just another passenger. Take a look at this.
Only in the Bahamas. Only in the Bahamas. People got an old pony in a Paso. Mother sick jet. Are you serious? Old flipping pony jet.
He riding like
and he comfortable.
He catch him.
Bro, old pony in a Paso jet. Look at that. How long you think that is in there?
Now look, we are a resourceful people, but this one had me pausing the video and replaying it because there is no way. The contrast alone is comedy. Tiny car, full-size pony, no explanation. It's one of those clips that remind you why Bahamian social media is undefeated. You don't need a script, you don't need special effects, just a Paso, a pony, and the confidence to drive like nothing unusual is happening. If you've seen it, you already laughed, and if you haven't, just wait until it finds you. I'm Matea Stewart. This has been Let's Talk Socials.
Thanks, Matea. I've seen a lot of things, but I've not seen a pony in a Paso before.
That one's a classic, and that's an intrusive thought that pops into my head almost every time I see Paso written on the back of something. My brain says, pony in a Paso. I think the one thing they needed aside from confidence was to know the route to avoid speed bumps, because I imagine it wouldn't have been so smooth with a whole pony in the back seat.
You need a sticker.
How did you get it in there?
I don't know.
I have so many questions.
How do you get it out? Anyway, that's going to do it for Access Now. Thanks for joining us on this Thankful Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow night.
And be sure to tune back in for the Bahamas tonight at 11 with Corvell Pyfram. Good night, everybody.
At Harold One, I'm Ted Jervis, and this is ZNS.